Getting to Machu Picchu to see the picture-perfect scenery is just as a unique an experience as visiting the place itself. As we explained in the previous episode, we got there by taking a private car, then a train, and then a bus. Once you get to Ollantay Tambo, your only option is either to walk, not for us, too old, or to take the train because there's no road access to that area. Overnighting at Aguas Calientes allowed us to take the first bus up to Machu Picchu, so that way we could beat the hordes and crowds that would arrive later on in the morning. And those crowds would have had to go up at 5 a.m. Well, that was out of the question for us as well. Too old. This episode begins by us having breakfast and then taking a leisurely walk to the bus departure point. It's pretty quiet here except for the sound of the river out there, which I thought was rain.
Pretty loud river.
Mm.
And all the dogs barking all night.
That's right, and all the guests and the trains.
The trains early this morning.
Otherwise, it's a great place to stay. Aguas Calientes, Machu Picchu.
Yeah, well, at least at breakfast you can make yourself some toast. First toast we've had for a while.
Yep. The ancient site is about 2 kilometres from the town as the condor flies, but it's about 5 kilometres by road. And that's because you need to go up another 1,400 feet to get to it. And then when you're at the top, it's another 400 metres walk. Here we go, Machu Picchu today.
Looks like a nice day, just misty, so it's pretty.
The bus takes you to the main entrance only, and it's here that you have to prepare yourself for entry. For example, there are no toilets inside the archaeological site itself, but you can pay 2 soles or $1 to use them just outside the entrance. You're not allowed to bring in walking sticks or backpacks over 20 litres, and you must leave your things at the entrance, and they're looked after at $2.50 per item. You can't take in food or disposable drink bottles into the area either. These strict access rules help preserve Machu Picchu, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has 125,000 visitors per year. For our visit, we decided to take the guided option. About 5 minutes after we entered the site, the mist suddenly cleared and we were treated to scenes as you would see them on a postcard. And now for the blah 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 blah. Machu Picchu lies at an altitude of 8,000 feet, 3,000 feet lower than Cuzco, but even at this altitude, walking around still takes considerable effort. Its name in Quechua, the local language, means Old Peak. It's said to be the best known archaeological site on the continent and have the most spectacular location, and is the highlight for any visitor to South America. This awe-inspiring city was never revealed to the conquering Spaniards and isn't mentioned in any of the chronicles of the Spanish conquistadors. No one, apart from the local Quechua people, knew of Machu Picchu's existence until American historian Hiram Bingham was guided to it by locals in 1911. The site was initially overgrown with thick vegetation, forcing Bingham's team to be content with only roughly mapping the area. Bingham returned in 1912 and in 1915 to carry out the difficult task of clearing thick forest, and that's when he discovered ruins on the so-called Inca Trail. Despite scores of recent studies of the area, knowledge of Machu Picchu remains sketchy. The usual theories exist, for example, that it was built by aliens from outer space. However, real experts have different theories. The first one was that it was built in the last remaining years of the Incas as an attempt to preserve Inca culture or rekindle their predominance. Another one is that it was just a city that had been abandoned and forgotten. A more recent theory suggests that it was a royal retreat and was abandoned at the time of the Spanish conquest. Whatever the theory, it seems quite clear from the exceptionally high quality stonework and the abundance of ornamental work that Machu Picchu was once vitally important as a ceremonial centre, and at least 8 access routes have been discovered, meaning that it was a trade nexus between Amazonia and the highlands.
Sometimes it
Might
get
have
hot,
some guinea
something
pig
get
for lunch.
I thought I was the guinea pig.
I'm always a guinea pig. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I asked the question first.
All of our 2012 to 2013 travel series are filmed with nothing more than an iPhone 4S and a small Canon camera designed for the amateur. After being blah 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 blahed by our guide on the Machu Picchu overview, the next move was to wander around the site and look at some of the details. The wander takes 3.5 hours, and from the time we left the hotel to the time we got back was about 6 hours. Quite manageable for us, but if you're planning on going there, don't leave it too late in your lifetime. By the way, you might be wondering what the guide is saying, so let's hear from the man himself.
They have as well many servants. So the servants area were located exactly in this upper part. So that's why you could see this. But the places made for the nobility were located exactly in this lower section, in this lower part. So that is the reason why, if you look, the stone. I invite you that you live outside downtown. Outside downtown, and invite one glass with any kind of drink. I don't know, chicha, beer, soda, I don't know. These people, or pisco sour, of course. These people before drink, because we have many kind of vices. For example, have you ever sacrificed something? You can sacrifice.
And so, blah 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 blah. And if you want to hear all the things that the guide says, then the best thing to do is to go there. He really knows his stuff. Of course, our guide gave us a detailed account of the hut of the caretaker of the funerary rock, the ceremonial baths, the temple of the sun, the royal tomb, the sacred plaza, the temple of the three windows, the principal temple, the house of the high priest, the sacristy, the Intihuatana, the central plaza, and the temple of the condor, all of which are tremendously interesting to historians and archaeologists. But notwithstanding all of that, many visitors come here for the spiritual experience, for its mystical atmosphere, or to see a place built by aliens. There were some in our tour group who came here annually to connect themselves with whatever. This is a place of great energy, I believe.
That's why I'm sitting on this rock and getting all the energy through my anus.
All right.
But in this textile, they found more than 69 designs, and these are buried here, and these are placed in different parts of the textiles. As you know so well, this kind of designs they found as well in some stones. So from this place you can return the place that you want. If you want, you can get out the park with your ticket that you can get in, get out the time that you want. But please, you have to take control very well of your time. Now if you want, going down from the corner to the left side, you can arrive to the Temple of the Condor. The Temple of the Condor is one very nice place where Incas, they carved one shape or one gigantic condor on a stone, on floor.
So we made our way to the Temple of the Condor, which also had a tiny underground passage, which, of course, I had to traverse.
fácil.
As we got ready to get back on the bus for the slow, windy journey back down to Aguas Calientes, the mist and the rain came in, and soon after everything that we had seen became hidden from view, and the experts told us that that was it for the day weather-wise. On the way down we saw another wave of tourists, and we felt sorry for them because they would return to Cuzco and not see Machu Picchu at all. In the rarefied atmosphere, we found it a struggle to walk up an incline, but just imagine the locals who have to lift heavy loads like tanks and stone building materials. You like my poncho?
Yeah, I can't see that you could ever look any more attractive than that.
Well, it's not what. Well, what'd you marry me for?
Yeah. You weren't wearing that poncho at the time, I think.
Oh, is that right? I'm all Machu Picchu'd out.
Me too. Time for coffee and pizza.
Yeah. We're in a pizza shop too.
Oh, that's handy. You have to order one.
Yeah. Just as we've got the translator. Well, it looks like I'm the guinea pig this time. Cheers. Or should I say, Peruvian coffee. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Good?
Genuine type pizza. Nice thin crust. Very cheesy.
The next morning, after breakfast, we made our way down to the railway station for our return to Cuzco. We didn't have any luggage to worry about as we only took overnight bags. Got a loud voice. More pan flute music.
Con destino final la estación de Ollantaytambo. Nuestro viaje tendrá una duración aproximada de 1 hora con 40 minutos, arribando a dicha estación a las 16 horas con 16 minutos aproximadamente.
For a change, we're going to have panpipes. Are you enjoying this?
Immensely. I don't know why they call it easy listening music when it's so hard to listen to.
Even on a Peruvian train. Machu Picchu, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, one of the current 7 wonders of the world, deemed to be a lost city, formerly inhabited by about 1,200 people, a place of great energy, an unforgettable experience.